Hello friends. So today in this particular video, we are going to learn about a tool called Selectorshub. Okay. So this tool is created by the same person, Sanjay Kumar, who have created GrowPath. Okay. So I'm sure many of us must be knowing about this particular tool. If not, I'll just give a brief. So GrowPath is a tool which you can install along with your browser, and just by inspecting the element, it gives you multiple options for the XPaths or CSS selectors for all your locators. Okay, so I'll also provide a link. Right now you can see the link for it and just on the top of the video screen. Okay, so if you want, you can have a look on how to install it, how to use it, and all of those. Okay, so the same person who created GrowPath have come up with a very nice tool called Selectors Hub. Okay, before going ahead, what I'm going to do is I want you guys to know that, okay, why is Selectors Hub better than GrowPath? So we will be seeing that in practical, but in single line, if I talk about it, GrowPath. Okay, so just let me open the Selectors Hub website for you. Here it is. Okay, so this is the Selectors Hub official website. Okay, as you can see here, we have the facility to install this particular extension in all of these browsers. So you can take it for Opera, Edge, Firefox, Chrome, in any browser of your choice. Okay, in addition, the biggest difference, if I say, GrowPath is something which gives you ready-made XPaths. Okay, you just inspect the element and you get XPath. But all of us know the practical challenges with this particular practice, right? Because many a times the XPaths can be dynamic or something, in which case the ready-made XPaths don't work. Also, if we want to make something like following sibling, preceding sibling, some parent-child relationships or something of that sort, that is tough with the ready-made created XPaths. In addition to that, guys, this is applicable everywhere. Like if we get something just made, we don't learn it. Okay, so you just inspect the element, you get the XPath. How do you learn it? You are not learning, you are just using it, right? So Selectors Hub facilitates us by learning the XPaths at the same time creating the XPaths, right? So you see here what's written: a new reality, build your own XPaths and CSS selectors in less than 5 seconds. So you are doing it both. It is not only easing your work of creating the XPath, but also it's also making you learn. Now you must be thinking, how can it happen? Like if it is giving us, how are we learning? And if we are learning, how can it be in less than 5 seconds, right? So if that is the challenge of the creative, we'll see how it is done. Okay, so let's go with the first process of how do we install it. Okay, so I'm doing it for Chrome browser. You can do it in any of the browser of your choice, right? Let me go directly from here. Okay, so okay, yeah, it is under web store. I'll say add to Chrome. Okay, add extension. It's checking. It will just take few seconds. I'll say yep. Okay, 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 let me just close it now. Now one thing, guys, you'll have to restart your browser. Like, okay, I'll show you. This is the browser which was already open for me, right? So if I open my DevTools right now, let me bring it down and let me close it. Okay, where are you going to see the Selectors Hub tab? Right in this sidebar, but you see I cannot see here right now. Why? For this, like you have just installed it, and this is not applicable only for Selectors Hub. Anytime you install a new extension, it needs a new section, right? It just cannot get injected in the previously created sessions, right? So either you restart your entire browser as a matter of simplicity. Otherwise, what you can do, if you do not want to just close everything and open it back, in that case you will at least need to refresh it. Okay, so let me just close it, refresh it. Okay, again open, oh sorry, okay, refresh it, and if I open it again, okay, so this time you see there is a Selectors Hub tab here, right? So this is how you install your Selectors Hub. So just I'll summarize it once. depending on the browser, just click it from the here. Okay, you will be navigated to its web store part. Add those extension and then either close your browser or at least refresh your tabs in order for the Selectors Hub tab to get enabled here. Okay, right. Now there are few things here, guys, like they have provided few instructions here on how to use it, right? We will be seeing all these instructions. There are not many, like inspect elements to get auto suggest while typing. What does that mean? Whatever XPath I want to get, I'll have to inspect that element. For example, let me open google.com. Okay, right. So here, let me open my DevTools. Right. See, I'm getting the Selectors Hub tab here. Okay. Now, I'm not getting any XPath here. Why? Because it doesn't know which elements XPath I want. Right. So, what do? So, you inspect that particular element. As soon as you inspect that particular element, now I can start getting the XPath here. Right. So, as soon as I have inspected this, so selectors have known that, okay, I want the XPath for this particular element. So, as soon as I put double slash, it will give me an option that, okay, you can say double slash input, right? So this is nothing but you must have used any of some editors, right? Like IntelliJ or Eclipse or some other Visual Studio, something similar tools, similar editors, PyCharm or something, right? So we see there are smart editors there. We type something and then there are plenty of options that come to us that, okay, you may select this or this or this, and depending on our requirement, we select the options, right? It's as simple as that. Right, so it's saying me that, okay, maybe you want this double slash input. It is an XPath, and if you put this, there will be 14 occurrences for this XPath, right? So see, guys, as I said, you are learning and you are creating, right? I've just put double slash, so it's giving me an option of only input. It's not giving me entire XPath, so it is allowing me to write further. Okay, so let me put double slash input, but as it said, it has 14 occurrences. So what do? Let me put a square bracket here, right? So that you learn the syntax, correct? As soon as you put square brackets, you see now I'm getting again multiple options, like I can put this attribute, this attribute, this attributes. So there are plenty of attributes that I'm getting here. And along with each attribute, I'm also getting the number of occurrences that will happen if I put that particular XPath, right? So you see I'm getting all the attributes associated with this input element, correct, guys? Along with that, I'm also getting this contains and everything, which help us for creating dynamic XPaths. Plus this will also help you in learning because it also provide us XPaths along with this thing like last position. Many of us, like, we may not have worked on much on XPaths, or even if we have worked, there's always something that we don't know, which we are not aware of, right? So this thing also help us learning via that. Like maybe we don't know that what is the functionality of last, right? So just as a matter of telling you this, if I put last at the end of my XPath, so if the XPath that I've put has maybe 5 matching nodes, if I associate this last with that, it will give me 5th matching node. Okay, so it will, if tomorrow I get 10 matching nodes for that particular XPath, it will give me the 10th one. It means it will always give me the last one. Okay, similarly position helps you with indexing. So you always want the 5th index of a certain XPath. So it will, you can say position 5. You have taken an XPath which has 7 matching nodes, but you always want the 3rd index of that particular web element, the 3rd node of that particular web element. So you can put position 3 and similarly some other things, right? So coming back to Selectors Hub, this also helps you in getting, like, you're writing something and then you're getting an option. Okay, so let's say I use this class. Okay, and you see here I can have this classing. It is saying me, as soon as I press enter, it is saying me that, okay, this particular web element is something which XPath I right now have. Right now, there are many a times when I want multiple attributes to be associated for getting the XPaths, right? So maybe I want to associate and condition along with this. How do I do that, right? So I'll just put and I can say maybe @ again, right? So it will again tell me that okay, you have put an, and now what do you want to do? Maybe I want to put this, right? So you write something, some efforts from your side, some efforts from Selectorshub, and then your expert is good to go. You get the options that okay, this is the expert that I'm writing, right? So this is how Selectorshub works. Now another thing, many of us might be thinking that okay, but maybe I can do this thing via DevTools itself. Why do I need Selectorshub, right? Like you can write expert normally here. This is what we do generally, right? Chrome itself gives us an option to write the experts here. So writing it here and writing it here, how does that make a difference, right? So I'll tell you guys how does it make a difference. Say I'm doing the same thing here. I write / input. You see here, as soon as I've written / input, it had taken the cursor here. Why? Because this is the first matching node of / input. Like if I say / input, this is what it is getting highlighted. So I lost my web element. So what I'll need to do, I'll again need to inspect, right? So this is the problem. I need to keep re-inspecting my element to keep it in focus. And then say I copied this and I wrote, okay, so @ class is equal to this, right? So at this particular moment, this element is highlighted. Now, what I want to do, and I want to associate this with one more attribute called, maybe we see this title search, right? So I want, okay, let me also associate it with @ title is equal to, and I want to copy this search here, right? So at the time this is highlighted and I want to copy search, you see here, even if I'm double clicking it, I can't click it, right? This is the problem with DevTools. Like if the element is already highlighted at that particular instance, that doesn't becomes clickable. I mean, if I want to copy something at that particular instance, I can't until and unless I remove this highlighting. When I do this, it is showing 0 matching nodes because obviously my expert is not matching with this. At this instance, I can like copy. But at the time it is highlighted, you see, again it has stopped allowing me to click, right? So summarizing, you can write your expert both in DevTools and in Selectorshub, but the differences in Selectorshub, you need to keep re-inspecting the elements, which doesn't happen at the case of Selectorshub. Plus you get multiple options here, which is using the intelligent Selectorshub functionality, right, which is its default feature, right? So this plus it also allows you to learn multiple expert functions which we may not use in our daily lives and therefore we don't know, right? So it helps you to learn, plus you create it with very easily, right? Also, say I want to use only CSS selector, I don't want to use expert, right? So how do I say? So you see here it's saying type / for experts, and for CSS selector type # or dot or tag name, right? So I want this element input, let me just remove it. Okay, so if I start writing just a tag, it is smart enough that it will say that okay, now this particular girl Ekta have only written the tag name, she haven't put /, right? Putting / means I want to use expert, but putting the tag name directly, it will auto sense that okay, I want to use my CSS selector, so it will start giving me options for auto select, sorry, for CSS selectors. Okay, now if I put square bracket, it will start giving me an option similarly, right? Like which attribute do you want to use along with this particular tag, right guys? Here also with the learning perspective, you can see that there's a usage of this dollar, star, power symbol and everything here, right? This will also be a great learning for you in case you're not very much well versed with CSS selectors. We can learn that okay, so what is the meaning of this dollar at the end of this attribute name and everything, right? So along with this. So I have a class name. I want to use this class name for it. So what you can do, you can just write dot, and then it will give you that, it will auto sense that okay, this particular person wants to use the class attribute of the given tag of the inspected element. So it will directly give me the class name with this dots, right? You don't have to like manually copy the class and then remove all the spaces and then replace it with dots, right? This can happen automatically by Selectors Hub, because see guys, right now it's only two classes. There are at times when you have 10 classes associated. What do you do in that case, right? So Selectors Hub is going to work in both the cases, right? So that's all for this particular video, guys. This video was just dedicated to know how do we install Selectors Hub, what are the functionalities, and what are the multiple add-ons, or what are the advantages that we have of Selectors Hub over other tools in the market, right? And but this is not all. This was just an initial video just to make us realize that okay, how is Selectors Hub good, but there are many more features that Selectors Hub help us with, and stay tuned to the video. We'll be learning that in the coming videos. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye. Keep watching, keep coding. Bye bye.